Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures in the Maxim. We are outside of the TARDIS at the moment, and we have to skip part 2 of the part 7. This is the last chapter of the arc, and probably we will finish it today, unless something comes in mind.
Do you remember what they were discussing so far?
What?
Do you remember what they were discussing so far?
Kind of. That, we have to discuss about something about Meladina. Not about me, about Meladina only. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. My bad. Here. We were talking about that she is not a cyber pony. She is a cybernetic pony. Fully cybernetic, but not controlled by the cyber ponies. Not the same being at all. She has willingly converted all of her parts into cybernetic. And I asked in the end if her hearts are cybernetic as well. But that's literally saying that there are no organic parts here. Does she have one heart or two hearts cybernetically?
Well, she has 0. But also doesn't require them.
Don't go into that because that's literally one of the key moments in Baldur's Gate. Yeah, the heart, you can kill the heartless, and Garlic has no heart because he has a cybernetic heart. But yeah, let's continue the way left off. In this case, I do have questions about her mind. The guy said with a perplexed expression. If there are no organic parts to her, then I'm guessing her mind is uploaded into some kind of computer. Maybe a crystal computer? Maybe I can hack it? Instead of it, her. Oh, I see your mind. Okay then, I will get to that part later. We are getting into a territory if a mind flayer is actually the same person if they remember everything. And they have the same personality.
In this case, too, the Mind Flayer may not find a brain here to suck, or zombies would be disinterested in her, too.
No, but she is not a pony anymore. She's not a handley, really.
Yeah, other than her consciousness.
Can you prove that she is not just an AI that is mimicking her personality? You cannot.
Well, so far, no, you can't prove that.
Anyway, having established that her body is made entirely of technology, you can be assured she didn't steal or replace anybody else's body. I mean, no, we cannot be sure that she hasn't stolen the technology that she is using. All of the artificial parts are replicated and modified in this case. Moving on, I have to say that her body is considerably less durable than a cyber pony, but more than she otherwise appears. Let's put it this way. While the rest of the cyber ponies are basically wearing the constant equivalent of steel plate armor, Meladina's flesh is no harder to pierce than the leather armor. That offers a tiny bit of protection, but nowhere near the level necessary to also some bullets. Keep this in mind too. Yeah, so literally, he traded the plate armor for actual mobility.
Yeah, basically.
Once again, you are not very likely to find mullets in this universe, no. They are either using lasers or arrows. No in between.
Or maybe bolts, like crossbolts.
Yeah, but no, that's not mullets either. I imagine
Yep,
Nerf is like, mullet? What is that? Maybe Halloween might have heard about them, but I don't think they have seen a gun yet. That shoots bullets, I mean. However, what she lacks in hard defense, she more than makes up for agility, and for several reasons. He is very flexible and quick. Even her joints get bad in ways that would be unnatural if it was fully. Like how you tried to move in the beginning, Doctor. And it doesn't damage or hurt her at all. I mean, yeah, she doesn't need to have nerves on her if she wants to. On top of that,
that could be a con as well. Yeah, you're right. With no nerve endings, she wouldn't feel pain or pleasure.
No, I think there are no nerve endings there, but there is a sensor that shows that there is damage here. Like in the Terminator.
Or you can maybe calculate how much pressure you're applying to the wall.
Yeah? On top of that, he said in a certain martial art technique best known as among fellow Time Lords called Finger One. I don't know if I said it right, but
You got it right.
he shoots his eye to the doctor as he offered. Do you want to explain that one? Gladly, Doctor replies happily. Finger One is a martial art originally developed by my people, who, as you surmise, have a keen sense of timing. This form of martial art takes that innate trait of my people and turns it up to 11. So if your opponent knows Finger One, then they can counter it very well. Because all of your attacks are all the time, all the rhythm. I mean, that's most of martial arts. It's made random, but and there's literally two ways of meeting someone. It's either two of their balance or two of their rhythm. Right? Or just pure power.
When you're done with the next paragraph, I'd like to make a quick comment about something that's already happened. So, go ahead.
Basically, it was a key set of spatial awareness, timing, and very additional advanced set of kinesthetics. Basically, all martial arts, yes. Nobody is a greater master of knowing what center of gravity, how to manipulate it themselves, and all of that, than King of War Master. So, it's Jujutsu, basically. It's a throwing martial arts. He can curve, spin, and flip their way to dodge every attack, in the direction. Is the master's name maybe? What's your name? Is the master name Finger Jin, maybe?
Jin? Yeah, when I made this name up, that one had occurred to me too.
I mean, it is very much original technique what you are describing. They don't throw, but they are doing the curving, spinning acrobatics.
I actually did make up the word, but I wanted it to sound like it was a martial arts style.
Yeah, it makes sense. As well, they target their opponent in just the right way and just the right moment to maximize the effect against their opponent. Once again, this is all good, but if you know, you can counter what's easier. That's why AI chess can be defeated by chess masters very easily. And can definitely be said that, oh, right, he's using just math moves, nothing else. And I know the math moves, so I know how they will move. They of course have sense of awareness of the sense of gravity of the affairs too. I mean, depends if you have math them and they cannot change their sense of gravity. There are some creatures that can. Such as changeling. Right? I mean, if Vision, not Vision, Mirage was so smart, he could change her inner component without changing her outer shell, and you wouldn't know. I mean, you kind of would because of the game themes, but not anymore because the transformation of the farmer guy was without the game themes anymore. As such, they know just when and how to support them. The Torchers, which I love the martial arts style in a nutshell. They give them their own sixth sense for movement that reacts and if they know what and how you are planning to move at those time. As such, they can capitalize on every hidden opportunity, and the fight continues both offensively and defensively. And you can throw them off by flailing aimlessly, and they will not know what you are doing. Because they are only countering the perfect movements as well. Not counting of the human error. Or in this case, the pony error. Or, I mean, it can be human. We are assuming there are humans in this universe as well somewhere. So, what did you want to say?
The next paragraph.
This one, the next paragraph.
Yeah.
In this case, I am very interested to learn this martial arts style, especially with a strong interest.
Do you remember when Old Division punched into empty air and then a creature teleported in the way and it got struck?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a martial arts style that accounts for future sight.
I mean, this is obvious to prove, which I have already made sure that we know that Vision is her. It is not future sight, but prediction from the movement. Literally the same thing, what she was using.
Actually pretty close. Wait, listen, and strike at the right moment.
Yeah? I mean, once again, that is actually, what's that, in every martial art. But it's much easier if you can sense how they are moving. And you can feel the rhythm and everything.
I definitely don't find the comparison insulting, and in fact, it's also kind of appropriate too.
Don't worry on Vision thoughtfully for a second. Then nod at her as he said to her. Also, yeah, now with her glasses, her vision is actually very similar to Tom's.
Yep.
Normally, I would say that learning such a martial art is unlikely for a non-member of the time zone race, but you, I don't know. You might have a shot at mastering those techniques as long as you keep on working to perfect your base health. Also, don't forget, he has perfect vision of the future. Not the present, but he has perfect vision of the future.
Well, past too.
Yeah? He doesn't have to see if she knows that, this is gonna be here. As well, this style of martial arts puts extreme emphasis on flexibility and balance control for yourself and your opponent. Dr. sweeps his gaze across the rest of his companions as he had. Since they have such advanced and refined kinesthetic talent, there is nobody out there who is potentially more adept than parkour. I am parkour! The Kringle Master, I almost said Kringle Jin. Yes, I will master this. William found the design out loud. No, he did not decide. He confirms. She was just like, future me. Yes, I will confess. I will master this. We saw a note to Million as he said to her. Well, as long as my captain is around you, you will have a chance to learn from her about this martial arts style. Or absorb the memories of her ship. We encounter promoted. Memory test for gold most rates, sir. Be careful. It's not only memory that is being had in that ship. There are also very much heavy feelings for the doctor. He then shakes her hand. Listen, I will gladly welcome to the chance, saying with her directly. Memory now not likely aren't as useful as the experience. I'm not working with her body, after all, and to telepathic memories would entail. Instead, I will need at least some practice using my own body. I mean, yeah, you can't move your body like her because of the cybernetic spot.
Yeah, it's like if I download her memories, like I know exactly how to punch if I was her.
I mean, literally.
If I had her reach, if I had her height, if I had her weight, but no, for Vision to master herself, she has to practice with her own body.
I mean, if I knew my body could move in a different way, my martial arts would be different as well.
Sure. In Belladina's case, you gotta imagine every single joint can bend both ways.
Yeah. She might even have more joints than me also.
Yeah, possibly.
After all, I have to work with my own set of gravity, which is different from everybody else's. Well said! It's a command division. Now that I'm aware of your interest, I will pass it on to my captain sometime later with your permission. Please do so. We are gladly welcome. Sorry. This other looks forward likely and at no funny again. As she shows his head. He loves teaching anyway, so I think he will dive into this project, Lucian Doctor. His eyes came back to vision. Almost. So make sure you don't waste her. Oh! He is not looking at the no pony. I see. He is looking at the silence being present and the horse face. But he is looking at no pony. Just make sure you don't waste her time when deciding, alright? She may have plenty of it, but an individual with a key set of timing would be aware of that fact too. Believe me, I can relate with the shirt. Also, How would that work if she is now not in her own body? She cannot regenerate anymore? Or would it regenerate her cybernetic body?
No, she probably can't regenerate right now.
Yeah, she can regenerate, but she doesn't have to anymore. Right?
Yeah, as long as you keep maintenance up, the body may be ageless inherently.
What is the English name? This one. Oh, I would have not guessed that the English name. It's a bicentennial man. Bicentennial man.
Okay.
I don't know if you have seen it.
I might have at one time.
It is very much close to what Melina is at the moment. But the difference is that that was on the AI to begin with.
I do remember the ending of that. I don't know if you could. Would it be a spoiler to you if I said it?
No, I have watched it.
Yeah,
fine.
it's something about changing him so that he was able to sort of simulate aging process along with the person he loved.
Yeah. Kinda became human. Not fully, but
Yeah.
kinda. Very well done. Return accepts with a single clap of his forehead. Moving on, I should mention that she does possess the electric touch that other cyberponies have, which is something else you need to keep in mind if you face either one of them. A cyberpony isn't just strong, with one touch they can electrically shock you. How else can they shock you? What is the other way to shock someone? Plasmatically or what?
With surprise.
Yeah, that's Pinkie Pie. No, they don't have to. If they do, the voltage can have modified control. It could hurt you, paralyze you, downright fry you, or potentially even restart your heart if it stops. So they are very much a lot weaker than a Dalek because they can just kill you in one shot and they don't have to be close to you. Right?
Yep.
Compared to other silent opponents, I honestly don't know how strong Paladin's ability is. It might be stronger, weaker, or equal. Weaker because the service level works on her. She is a machine, and not made of wood.
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, we don't know if she's made of wood. It would be funny if she made some wooden part just to counter the solid screwdriver. But we know wood is not really good for maintenance. To be sure though, she can be way more precise with it, thanks to her advanced sense of timing. Another weapon some opponents are often upgraded with is a kind of laser weapon above their head. It is a old man didn't like that feature entirely. I mean, no. I'm sure that is my choice. However, she does have other artificial abilities that teleport rarely, if ever share. One of them is a cooking device that is amazing. It protects the illusion over her hide, so she can appear as anything she wants. Oh, it's not only a cooking device, it's actually a familiar socket. And it includes the appearance of any clothing. This is not to know the clothes is here though. Your hoof will pass right through it. The true appearance is far more synthetic looking, which is something she often tries to avoid. Ah. But she still has a leathery scratch over. As well, she can change her appearance to camouflage with her background. If she does, she can be difficult, but not impossible to spot with the naked eye. She doesn't mind. I mean, that's why we just has some glasses. She is not spotting her with the naked eye.
Correct.
In terms of raw strength, well, let me put it this way. He looks across his glass. You have all seen my bodyguard craft shop, right? He implies he gets a lot from each of them. Also he does, he continues. Well, that mighty Marmot has never won a match against her in a hoof that's arm wrestling contest. Or any fight, for that matter. I mean, we know in a hoof arm wrestling contest, being murky doesn't mean that you are strong. That is a lot more about timing than you imagine.
The bulk can help though, because it's more
It
weight
can
to
have.
lean into the strike. Yeah.
It can have, but it's more like the timing of when you start the move. And how. You said it's strength point, but it's more about the technique. Imagine that. A tiny little horse compared to him keeps nothing him. To be fair though, he must have a good fight. He's pretty much the only one I am seen to struggle against someone as long as she doesn't apply too much effort into the ordeal.
Yeah, she just had to apply her quote-unquote normal punch.
Normal fine. I mean literally what they are talking about.
Yeah.
And upon the earth, however, she looks almost instantly, effortlessly. Wow! Having exclaimed in amazement. I would love to have you at her then. He let her hand at hers. Do you think I would stand a chance? They just said that Gershom had no chance. So do you think you have a chance? Of winning? The main Jackson shakes his head before he answered. Unlikely. However, if you can challenge her, even just for a moment, then consider your credit well earned. This isn't really a fair challenge to be given. So if you manage to lose even a few seconds against her, you will remain among some of the strongest and most remembered of the station. Now once again, you still have a chance. If it's just arm wrestling. Because she will only use one time of arm wrestling. He has the perfect stance and that's all. If you can throw off that, you can win.
Seems to be alluded here she would have been almost equal in strength to a normal cyber pony, but tends to win because of timing and technique.
Yeah? Oh wow! Having a same again. Remember, in your case, it is not just an issue of strength alone. It's a mind. It is also timing and personal gravity control. Literally, the sense of balance is what you need to win in the arm wrestling. And that's her martial arts.
That's what she specializes in, yeah.
Yeah. When you are hit by a Quill War Master, it will feel like you are hit with the force of her weight, greatly multiplied, and if the gravity of her punch was enhanced. And also, the stronger you try to hit them, the stronger you fall. Besides, I don't know how else to explain it, but I have seen it time and time again. She don't just baseline physically strong because of her android body, but she knows how to capitalize on the abilities unusually well. You know that term. So keep that in mind. I will. Not a shot. I promise. Then her fur and feathers on her wings stand up on end. Ooh, now I'm excited to try. I love a challenge. She rode her horse sharply. For the same reason, I would like to go up against your hockey bodyguard too. Now you have a much better chance against him. Because he is not a Klingon master.
No.
He is strong, but he is not a Klingon master. But he has one very big advantage. Hence. It is much easier to push someone down if they can grab you.
They're very big hands, too.
Yeah? Then you really are yourself for punishment. He sat outside with a light to check her. If I didn't know you, I thought you were selecting. About anything, I don't know which one is which. As my thoughts are concerned, you have some pretty much as tough, strong, and dangerous as the taste can possibly get. But with his natural ability and the rest of his extensive warrior experience, keep that in mind. The prince looks forward to nothing as he assumes. Anyway, moving on. Now, before I go on to explain Madeline's most useful and unique ability, I first to explain how her mind operates within a machine in the first place. To begin with, there is a certain type of technique. Only a few Time Lords know, and a few must their practice. To do this, they can take a special watch of some kind, attached to the magnetic object consciousness in it. I have heard of that somewhere.
If you've seen the show, yes.
I'm talking about the master. Along with that is the editing abilities, which include all the Time Lord memory, which can be extensive, and the realizations qualified. Granted, I don't know if the doctor did it know, but I know the master did.
The doctor did it himself first, to hide from some kind of race called the Family. Then it appeared one more time when the master first appeared, because he didn't know he was the master, but some old guy that was actually pretty cooperative with the doctor.
Yeah, and even Karchak had that clock. That watch. In your story. Not only am I familiar with the technique, but I have taught it at this academy. Not to mention, I have also used it a few times. Madeline knows it and told it as well. That was Anne, and she used it too. She hasn't explained the details to me yet, but so she was necessary to smuggle her out of the Time War. I mean, no. Because all of the Time Lords died. Wait, so you mean to say that all of her memories were placed inside the watch and they left the body there? In the wall?
Read the next paragraph.
What happened to her body then? We are on the same page. Dr. Kelly asked with an alarm ring. I mean, if she transferred the budget of her consciousness to some kind of watch, then what happened to her body? Did it die? Imagine if her body is being preserved in the preservation chamber. Maybe as in the TARDIS. Otherwise it would die.
If it was smuggled outside of the world too, then it wouldn't know that he or she is a time lady. And kind of basically operate like a normal version of whatever they appear to be, which is what happened to the Doctor and the Master. During the time that their consciousness was transferred to the watch, they could not regenerate, so their body was definitely in a death threat, and would have lived only as long as a human lifetime. As if they had one heart or something like that.
He might actually be slave to the Daleks at that point. That other part.
Possibly.
That would be very strange if they met her body at one point. Once again, details are vague on this point. That was explained. That is because something one or more or what will do in the future. The news transferred to Dr. Kelly. I believe, however, her body was smuggled out of Water City too. With body and mind separate, it would be harder for her to push her to the left. Her body would seem like a normal pony, besides, with two halves, or given, or dragon, or whatever fantasy she happened to relate into at the time. Right, I forgot that they are not humans anymore and they can be not humanoid, not bone equine. I was like, wait, how do you say ponyoid? Huh, but you can lean back in your seat as her face looks blank. I thought for a moment. Then she looked back at her horse as she asked. After her time in consciousness is transferred, does the form she does have matter? For example, if it was a pony, would it have one heart and the lifespan of an average pony? Or if she was a dragon, would she have the lifespan and the fire-breathing ability of a dragon? Or if she was a Dalek? Because now you are introducing the problem that they can regenerate into other beings. Would she be just a normal Dalek? And we would fight against us? Imagine if the Doctor regenerated into the Dalek. What would he do? Would he just end that anything right now? I wouldn't want this more alive.
You know, it'd be interesting if you regenerate into a changeling, or some other race that has the natural ability to shapeshift.
He wouldn't change any forms anymore. Because just like the TARDIS, he is very well known among the place.
If that happened to the Doctor, I mean specifically the Doctor, I think he would very quickly shapeshift into a ginger.
Huh. I mean, he really wanted to find the ginger money.
Yep.
Yes, to all of them above. Dr. Ezra's very friend. The mind and body of the Time Lord is joined in a symbiotic dance. We have very little control over those base forms we regenerate into. So you do have a little control. Which includes apparent species and gender if applicable. So, literally what control you have is this. Yes, not that. Yes, not that. I mean, I imagine the doctor is saying every time he enjoys, please not me, darling. Please not me. That's what probably seems to think. However, we remain time lords and ladies. Unless we transfer all over the majority of the time lord energy into the watching, which happens here. If it is done, then the money remains in combat into a more alternative version of the thing. Do they lose the second heart as well, or do they still have two hearts as a normal pony or a normal other thing? I mean, it will disappear, right?
It shouldn't, but the show made it seem like it does.
Since the memories are gone as well, the individual left is more likely to think they are a member of the taste, and might think they always were. So yeah, if her body wasn't there and was not there, he might have been fighting rescue at the moment.
Well, that'd be one way to smuggle her, for sure.
Fascinating, just kind of marvelous. Except in this case, the watchman did a transport across the next world in later film in a modified version of a stolen cyberpunk tank. It's I go on to explain. Knew that he must have had help. There is just no other way she could have done this by herself. After that, though, when her mind took over that altering body, she later had the capacity to modify that body herself further than it already was. Keep in mind that a fully synthetic life form, is technically ageless as long as the tank of her body is maintained. And because it is a Time Lord tank, it doesn't need too much maintenance. As well as she is immune to hunger, thirst, suffocation, need for sleep, gets resistant to highly pressurized environments, and can survive in cold and vacuum or space. I don't think she is immune to hunger and thirst. She can't die to hunger and thirst, but as she was a time lady before, she still feels them. Depending on how long she has been in this for.
There's other forms of psychological hunger, like a
Yeah,
desire to read or to feel a hug.
I mean, yeah, this is a proof that she is not immune to hunger. She is resistant to it. Cyber police do that, and I often do, in fact. When they march on the outer hull of a ship, typically they have gravity and magnetic hooks to have them remain attached to the ship.
That really was part of the canon of the ship early on in the show.
Ah. However, unlike a true cyber pony, because she is fully synthetic, she is also immune to any disease out there, unless it can affect synthetic technology somehow. But she is not immune to rust. And that's it. She shrugs. Honestly, that's the trade-off. The change from full immunity to whatever can only affect biological life forms. She is well not vulnerable to things that only affect inorganic life forms. But rather to say, she's susceptible to it. Nanomachine. He looks around those at the table. I hope that all makes sense to you. So yes, Doctor, don't go around using your screwdriver all the time because she's susceptible to it.
Actually, yes.
Besides, I get a bunch of blood. from the other opponents at the dining table. Only from the opponents.
Yeah.
Not from Doctor and not from Dr. Kelly.
They're shaking their heads and stuff like, no, no, I don't understand. No.
They are not in their mind. It's not at
Oh,
the
they do
table.
have they do have an equine form though.
Yeah? Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. attempts the table 3 times to me what he is about to announce is very important. The nation, but he said. But her mind, now there is an anomaly here. While her body may have advantages and disadvantages of making life form, her mind has a certain unique quirk. Her consciousness is stored in an object that is technically inorganic, but within intelligent reality of her time zone in the memory. Here's the hope to punctuate the next point. And that includes her emotions too. As such, she's actually susceptible to psychic attacks, scans, and moods. So the Mytherians can still take over her body. A trembling being can actually raise her mind through television. A trembling feeling can feel through emotions from her. Narrator looks at vision. The body may be synthetic, but her mind is fully alive. Vision is thinking, no, she's not. It's an AI. Mr. Zan leans back in his seat as he goes on to say, I'll mention more about that later in this lecture, but for now, I would like to emphasize unique traits she has acquired because of her status as energy consciousness in the watch, combined with her genetic altering body. Because of the way her mind is stored, she has access to certain special quantum abilities. Among them, the ability to control a faster flow of time. She doesn't need a TARDIS, she can just set a time travel. Whoa, really? Dr. asking a source in astonishment. I never heard of this happening before. I mean, Time Lords never went inside the full cybernetic body either, so makes sense it didn't happen yet.
I actually saw one exception in the show, which makes this sentence a bit of an error, although it might have slipped the Doctor's mind at the time. One of his spiritual teachers that he had in the past, actually can warp through time and space just by meditating.
Ah. I mean, I can as well, I just go sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are drinking a lot of alcohol, then you will be teleporting to time and space.
It's not a spoiler to say that since you read Skydancer, eventually Vision learns this too. She was able to warp herself through time and space through meditation and some kind of sonic technique.
I know that's right, technique. There you go, that is visual sonic technique. You didn't say something, didn't you? I mean, I think her situation is rather unique in several ways. It's as I said, back to the doctor. He leaves out the room. Whoever made her dead body might have done so with this ability, especially in mind. The way it is done means she is less settled to normal quantum reality and flow of time. But the link she has with the normal space and time is not entirely broken. If it were, she wouldn't exist in our reality at all. So what does that mean exactly? But what does it mean? Melvin asked his horse in amazement. Just what can she do? Anything. Anything is possible with imagination. Using his eyes back at fellow wind and the small stallion asked the question, Mr. replied. In a sense, he had more control over her faster flow of time. He had got through across there. It does not affect anyone else or the area around her, just her and some for gear she is wearing. In effect, she can speed up, slow down, waste time, or even reverse the flow of time around her body. All of these abilities have some limits, though, because she is still anchored to a normal space and time. That prevents her from using these abilities with impunity. At least she has their own quirks. Now this is gonna be even more things for her enemies because they will literally feel like that. How did she know I'm gonna hit there? Because she was hit by that and rolled by time. But you don't know about it.
She reverses time. It doesn't reverse time for anyone else. It just for her. So
Yeah.
if you surprise her and successfully stab her through the chest, and the enemy goes like but then all of a sudden she goes backwards in time and the wound is undone, and you're seeing that right in front of her yourself. You still remember stabbing her, but it's undone for her.
Also, it's not like she sees the future, goes back, and then acts like that. So no. But she can still hear back. It is not fully the end of time.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. You might ask yourself, if she had unlimited control over her faster period of time, why does Batman remain in fast forward? Why would you? That's terrible. Do I have to bring up that one objection for us?
Well, that would kind of be like the Flash if he was unable to slow down.
No, it's this one.
Yeah.
This is what he did, and he failed miserably. Because of that. That could lend her a lot of advantages in combat especially, but then the thing. Attempting to accelerate the quantum field ahead of normal space and time puts stress on her body. The more she does it, the more this ability to quantum field meditate. If that's unchecked, it can phase her out of quantum reality entirely. Oh, I see. I have to think.
Oh, jeez, I forgot her name, but and I even forgot the game. Overwatch. There's a lady exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say thinking about that, about Trace now. This is literally her trait, her quirk.
Yeah.
But she was already unstabilized, and the reactor that she had is literally just a stabilizer. Keep her in one place. So she could become one of those. And literally she is being of danger of being in all of the time and space at the same time and nowhere at all.
I don't believe this chapter is going to make it clear, but she has the same weaknesses of Tracer too. It's a little more of a struggle to stay balanced in the present time flow.
Yeah. So here's the rule that she discovered. She needs to follow to balance this out. So this is the balance patch that we should make her not too overpowered. Right?
Yeah.
She said, say she planned to double her speed for 2 seconds. He shot. Just 2 seconds. But in order to do that, she cut her speed in half for 2 seconds. So it suddenly balances out. Which in normal time flow of time would translate to being twice as slow. For 4 seconds. Would it?
But it's 2 seconds to her, but to the rest of the world, it would seem like 4 seconds.
No, it would be the other way around. For her, it would seem like 4 seconds. No, wait.
No, to her, it would seem like 2 seconds. For the rest of the world, it would be like 4 seconds. You double it.
Yeah, for her, it seemed like 1 second, and for everyone, it would seem like 2. Right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh! Okay, saved me my night. I see. And Vision, I don't. Feeling type of her body used to have different problems. Based on I'm going to explain. To start with, the setting type offers no sense of her body, per se, so she can technically enter and remain in the state and offset as she wanted to, but never other issues to contend with. For example, it used to mean that, if she froze herself in time, she would remain in an obscure fixed point of space as well. She would stop in midair while falling, for example, but had other drawbacks. Do you mean this drawback? This is a drawback. I mean, the hand ability, right?
Temporarily, yeah. I even remember when it was taught in classes in the show called Tiny Toons that you can walk all the way across the cliff to the other cliff as long as you don't look down.
Yeah?
That was academically taught to students.
Say, for example, she was the ability of the normal rotating planet. So she would stay in one place but the planet would still rotate.
Right.
I mean, if she walked over a cliff, took her time, and waited for the Earth to rotate back until the ground is under her. Oh, that's a side. I see look down. I see where this is going. Right. This is a note to the doctor to enlarge his understanding. That he looks across to the others. In this case, he is no longer rotating along with the rest of the planet. He suddenly shoots off into the horizon in the opposite direction of the rest of the planet's rotation. Because she is fixed in one absolute spot, even while the rest of her environment continues to move. Imagine the Time Lords just realizing that there are suddenly multiple different fixed timelines. All of them are her. I mean, it's great to fix timeline, right? If you think about that.
I guess so. In a way, yeah.
Let me give you another more simple yet also direct example. Wait. She never thought about that it is actually a safe point. She has the admit to save wherever she wants. Since she was in a spaceship that was moving, but in the case if she finished her personal time, she would suddenly crash right to the mooncat and the reaching the outer hull of the ship, therefore floating in unbreakable space. The ship meanwhile would leak its air into space to the new opening, unless it has some way to face that. I mean, that's how she can escape any kind of prison without moving the body.
Kind of, but you enter another prison. Once you're in space, it's hard to move around from there. Even if she unfreezes herself in time.
Yeah, but she has a TARDIS. And she can call it, probably. Here's more tools. This problem wasn't solved for quite a while, unless she learned how to narrow the field of time to fit to either A, affect her body alone and after react like a frozen statue, with her end of the same body weight, or B, learn to anchor herself to her local environment, so it is frozen too, and she moves along with it. So I'm assuming in that frozen time, he can't even be damaged.
Oh yeah, completely invincible. Physically.
I mean now...
Not...
This
Mentally is a different story though.
Yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler for Ring. One of the Archbishop's ability is literally this. They can stop time and be invincible for that time. But it comes with the problem that the heart is suffering. Here it doesn't mean anything because she has a body that doesn't need a heart. Literally.
Right.
But to a human, it's a problem. Now, the time for the thing, I have to mention that she is absolutely inaccessible. Literally what I said. Because even some atomic structure within her body is in a frozen state. It can't move, and therefore can be affected by an outside force that moves. But is her mind posed to? No, because then she wouldn't be able to stop the effect. That can change with concern, because if it is, I don't see how she can undo this. Yeah, you say that either that she has to set the timer before she starts, or her mind is not paused. I was getting to that, because I answered her. And that is, in all quantum shifted states, her mind is not affected because of the energetic state it is in. As such, it is not limited by the normal rules of space and time. He shrugs. Which fits the mental nature of a time loss anyway, and is represented widely in it have such a good sense of timing. So literally, like, she has an extra battery for just timing and the mind.
Yeah, they showcased this in the old Doctor Who show with the Fourth Doctor, where something was changed globally with time, like it was shifted back 2 seconds or something like that. But the Time Lord and Lady that he was traveling with, called Romana, got dizzy for a moment because they felt something shift.
Yeah, I mean,
and they just glanced at each other like, "What was that?"
something is not right. I lost count.
I remember also seeing with the Third Doctor when time was paused, he kept on moving.
They are always aware of the passage of time, regardless of external stimuli. If she slows down her body to be twice as slow, her mind stays in a regular rate. Also, she needs to know the time because she needs to counter all of her changes.
Yeah, she needs to keep track of it, so her body doesn't get further and further out of sync.
You know what? A time Lord would be a perfect cover. Because they know the timing.
Yep.
The rest of the world does not seem to speed up, according to her, but it moves at its normal rate. It is just her body. And not moving like it isn't a molested?
Hmm?
I don't know that word.
I think it's some kind of thick substance like Jello.
I still don't know what it is. Even by looking at it. It is almost like what is it called? Vegemite or something.
You know, to be honest, I'm not perfectly sure what it is either. From what I can see, I was right. It's some very thick substance. Apparently,
Sugar.
in this particular picture,
It's
liquidy too.
it's made of sugar cane.
Okay.
So it's sugar something. So Vegemite was made of sugar cane, not
Okay.
not fat. If she speeds up, then her body is moving closer to the rate of mind. Naturally thinks it anyway. She always thinks at purpose rate, only now her body can almost keep up with it. If she visits her time on her body, she remains fully aware of her environment. Her mind is, indeed, not supposed to. I have one other creature that could do that. Not my choice, but they can do it. I mean, what? I don't know. Was he aware of the surroundings?
He confirmed yes. The second time he appeared, that he was aware of the conversation they were all having and the fact that Fluttershy would babysit him. Even he was in his statue at the time, but he was still aware.
Ah. Hermione is indeed not supposed to. And if you...
You mentioned the two that in a statue state, it made him hard for him to roll his eyes, of which he had his eyes in his hand and then rolled them across the ground.
That's impossible. Huh.
Yeah.
If she reverses time, she does not forget what happened before the reverse. She retains that memory because it has nothing to do with the physical brain. Her mind constantly exists in a quantum identity state. Wait, so she still can do that, what I said that she would look out of the future how they would act, throw back time for herself, and just have the knowledge.
Yep. If like example I just gave earlier, if you stab her through the chest successfully, she can reverse time to undo the damage, but she still remembers you just stabbed me. Don't do that again.
Yeah, but you don't know that you stabbed him. Because it didn't happen yet. Having said that, I should point out that she in this command, she can technically reverse time for any more than 5 seconds. That is a lot of time. Also for each second she reverses her faster flow of time, she needs to wait precisely that long before she can use the ability again. I mean, at that point you can just freeze time for yourself for 5 seconds afterwards. Right?
So it's kind of like a cooldown. If she reverses flow of time for 5 seconds, she'll have to wait 5 seconds before she can reverse time again.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Currently she doesn't need to wait anything because she already move back 5 seconds. So in other words, if she runs time by 1 second, she has to wait for 1 second before she can do it again. That is not a long cooldown. 5 seconds is a lot to roll back, and 5 seconds is a very small cooldown. If it was in Guild Wars 2, it would be like, you can reverse time for 2 seconds, and you have like 5 minutes cooldown. And it's another skill. Because it's so OP. Same thing for 5 seconds. Just a carry chance in agreement. This is making my head spin. The fear is desperate as well, and now it actually spin. Then not follow the specifics of my information too closely. Which are the advice in the game bar. Bottom line is balance can affect the factor flow of time, so limiting the game. The pilot and Rose more calmly as she said, I think I can guess that much at least. That is enormously useful, and the witness seems in amazement. Do you all realize that if she can reverse time on her body but keep her memories, she can undo any damage inflicted on her body? Not any damage. If it's a lethal damage, and she dies, she cannot reverse time anymore.
Also, if she was healed about a second ago, she can undo that too when you reverse time.
But wait, if she doesn't have a heart, she still is the power source, right? And her body.
Yeah.
So she still have a heart, per se. Fully vulnerable spot in her body.
Probably, if you strike certain critical components within that body, it would no longer function.
So I'm gonna call it now, she has 2 power sources.
Sort of, yeah. If you go after whatever the power source is for this body, it's true her body would shut down, but her mind would still be active. Sort of trapped in an inoperable shell.
It will still be, no, it will still be able to operate a little bit, but also will be able to regenerate slowly. Because now she, time lady stuff is actually put inside the body. Testify non genetic things. Good question. I don't know.
Good.
But either way, if she gets hit with one of the hearts, she can just throw back time.
Yep.
So long as she does it within 5 second window on the time she got damaged, something goes wrong, then don't to her friend. Yeah, I'm following news to someone. So if someone wants to kill her or destroy her, they have to hit 2 power sources and the mind at the same time. Otherwise it's not gonna work.
Probably. If it was maybe hit by complete disintegration rate that is as large as her entire body.
I mean, I can think of one thing that can destroy her.
But since she has sort of like future sight, she might be able to dodge that beam.
I mean,
Because she's
dodge
aware.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the only thing that can destroy a planet and her.
She might be pretty safe because she's not evil. Is that particular technique?
I mean, then I just call it crazy.
But in terms of how large it is, yeah, it'd be pretty difficult to dodge that.
Also, no, I'm stupid. She can survive that because of the time frame.
Yep.
She can also freeze her past a period of time without damage in the first place. The only one I can.
Yeah.
Okay, end with an impact stone. Especially since she is also a Quill master. She will know precisely when to freeze the flow of time on the body just at the right moment to prevent damage from something like a flying bullet. If she's always able to think so fast and then to instinctually recognize the right moment to act beyond even that, then I don't see how she is physically vulnerable if she doesn't want to be. I mean, she is literally invulnerable if she wants to. If she gets hit by anything, she can reverse back time and then freeze time. So she will not get hit by it.
Of course, you know that if she freezes time, she can't move at the same time, so she can't be striking you while freezing her time on herself at the same time.
No, she only needs to freeze time for that 1 second while she's
Yeah,
being hit.
during that 1 second, she's not moving, so she's her fist. It was a mid swing, stops for a second, and then after that second, it can resume its swing.
I mean, for that moment, she's not. I mean, imagine the first time how powerful fate it will be. Because you are stopping immediately, but the moment to be still there when you are stop the time.
Yeah, not that she'd want to, but if she stood on the train tracks and froze time, the train would crash around her and just get wrecked, while she's not moving a single inch. Absolutely immovable object. But if she's not anchored herself to the fixed space, though, the train could push her out of the way and fling her away,
Can he?
and she's not
No,
she's not damaged, but then
no, the train cannot push her. You need to understand that she is fixed in space if she's not anchored.
if she
So,
is fixed in space, yes, the train would get wrecked. If she's not fixed in space, but simply freeze her body, but the body can be moved, then it would be flung away.
would it be? I mean, that's the question. When she lied to the train tracks. But
She it was harder for her to learn not to fix herself in a totally fixed space, but when she did, she could be physically moved around, but in a time frozen state.
ah, okay, I bet
She
you.
probably, I think she would have the same weight as she would normally have, even in a time frozen state.
I mean, you said it will be the same weight.
Yeah.
The sky passes her horse a shoulder. Not so far, we have only been talking about her physical capabilities. And you mentioned earlier that she and her mind and emotions fully intact before this transformation. Well, that includes an individual who survived war so devastating, she had to be smuggled out of it, trial after all. I'm guessing an individual like that would have some hefty post-traumatic stress. I mean, yeah, and one of them is sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
We said I hit a deep sigh, the admit. You got in the store. You hit the nail right on the head. Now, at this point, I need to inform you of all the critical drawbacks to my captain. Beginning with, his message falls apart for a moment, they collide them together again. He resumes after a short pause. Bottom line is, she's emotionally fragile. Very much so. That is ironic considering she had the most understandable body I have ever seen. Yet, she emotionally reacts like she is highly vulnerable. I mean, imagine if Simon Mammoth walks into the castle of Dracula and all he has to just say that, you smell. Oh! Just highly vulnerable to emotional attacks.
Yep.
I mean, that might actually be a skin that has been done. Besides that, I shift to look at the doctor for a moment. In doing so, he loses a key pain, take into the eyes of the other Time Lord. The page keeps a private mental note of that. Wait, really? Something acting is moving. I can't believe it. The reality is a professional acceptance. Mind, emotions, and body can be very different things. I mean, they are very different things. A scar of one doesn't necessarily affect the others. He may have a body difficult to damage and kill now, but that wasn't always so. The trauma of a horrifying past can linger many emotional scars that cling to her even to this day. Also, if you are invulnerable to anything, but you can't defend the others, it's even more troublesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's like the doctor. She would be the one that would care about her friends. So if they get hurt or killed, it's gonna really hurt, and it'll hurt for a long time too. Because being somewhat immortal, she'd have a long time to carry those scars.
Yeah, also in most of the Marvel tales are not traumatizing for, oh, I have lost my leg and that's traumatizing me. No, it's because of all the others that have died around them.
Exactly. The doctor mentioned that himself several times.
Yeah. Furthermore, you have to go to the some I was yet. He would carry the terrible titan. Just because she is indestructible doesn't necessarily mean she would also feel secure. After all, she's probably seen plenty of others die. Only she cared about. Only she might feel afraid. That will happen again. We don't need questionability at the moment. There we go. Oh! That makes sense. I should have that suddenly. Please do. Now that I can completely understand that, I can completely understand. But I should back up across the table to practicality, while facing me lighting down. I think about that all the time. I train and train and train and do whatever I can to prepare for danger because I know how much it would hurt me to fail to protect others from the train. He gets into a large brown chest. No. I only have some emotional scars for failing to protect others. Mostly over minor things. But it's still enough to know that emotional scars heal in their own right. To add more on top of that, just accumulate more and more damage. Eventually it might compromise my ability to prevent more damage ongoing. Emotional scars in a very serious business, particularly a short family. This is nothing to suffer. Instead, I professionally appraising the attitude of each individual. I need to get some more things. Even though we are almost at the end.
I think so. We're certainly closer. Overall, I remember this being the last subject they discussed. Now they got past all the strengths, they just started to talk about her weaknesses.
He looks at the scanny, lost, then tells her, I believe everyone of us here at this table understand that, Doctor. Me assured of that. So, the guy looks back at her horse and now seems a bit uncomfortable. She told us earlier that she is now very emotional and fragile. I think in that that has limited her role as an adventurer, despite her massive advantages. So literally, Vision has the weakness of a fragile body, and her has the weakness of a fragile mind. We have to put them together.
Not fragile mind, I'd say fragile emotions.
The same thing.
Valentina mind is very sharp.
Still, Vision has no fragile emotions, from what I have seen.
Oh yeah, she's pretty calm.
He an opponent in a moment of silence, and she goes Dr. Candy. Eventually, he shifts to that look to the doctor, and his other time zone. Something tells me you and Melody once knew each other well in some shape form. Maybe things are not ended as they were, but I think in that you know that, as much as you are an adventurer at heart. In the season, and also does not say anything. Yet so is denied and not in pain. And yet, that is the role she has been thrust into. It's on her head, as she looks forward blankly at nobody. She really likes to see watch at nobody now. I can see in the individual who is my reluctant to leave her comfort zone. Yes, he has been thrust out of time. Out of it time and time again.
Yeah.
His eyes came back to the doctor. As one of the few survivors of the time war, he felt duty bound to aid the rest of her people as much as possible. Failing that, he plans to make up for the damage and scars the people have inflicted upon the rest of the universe. He does this despite being less afraid of all of this. Then, she is no command. Sorry, family announcing. I mean, yeah, if I was afraid, but then I knew that my body is indestructible almost, it's easier to go in. Indeed, Persona agrees as he looks back at serving. The command would run away from all responsibilities, but she faces them even while she's hurt, because she cares that much. She knows what she feels, she has to. Even though it's really difficult for her. Just like for me for talking. Mr. Anna hits a long breath as he looks up, dumps his hooves on the table 4 times. Then he goes his yes again and he says, "That is why Cap Storm and I are sitting in the front line with the majority of our mission together. She wants to help, but can be a massive liability if she fights outside the potential of one of the TARDISes. That said, he is still very useful to us, even in the backline. I don't understand why would she be in the backline, but sure. I can see Melina is determined to offer whatever support she can. I thought you would be a very good strategizer, Salazar, but you are putting the tank to the backside. she is literally a frontliner. All of her emotional trauma is from not being able to defend. And you are putting her in a spot where she had a harder time to defend others. But yeah, I understand. Just like how the changing had their throne to dim off Discord, because it would be just not easily like That's all the problems would have been gone if there wasn't for the debuff. Melody needs the debuff as well. Because otherwise there would be no story here. And sadly, and very educated more than that, I'm sure there is a lot of knowledge she can provide. Also, right, what was the chupacabra that the farmer turned into? That thing could kill Bernardino. Because that attacks the mind. Right? With the eye.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
I mean, remember they said that the other way, you don't look at her because one step, if you look at their eye, they kill you immediately. The calibration.
Oh, yeah. Patabolius or something like that. With the death gaze.
Yeah, that's it. If there was a way to communication with her during the mission, she might be able to provide a lot of informational and technical feedback. Oh yes, he said that assured. I still look back at Dr. Candy. That's precisely what we do, and then some. But look, you have to understand something. I have seen her tear on the cyber pony to shut with ease as she leaps back and forth across the battlefield with occasional bursts of speed. She is in the way of others who would have been shot and forced time onto herself just at the right moment before charging forward again, sweeping her opponent in the air, knocking them away in the midair to have them catch through the wall of adjacent building. So we have a mixture of Tracer and also Reinhardt.
Yeah. Well, maybe one more that wouldn't be in the game, I think. She's a really good martial artist.
Yeah? However, the one she saw on that cat, like a cat in the crossfire earlier, she has an emotional break. Well, good for you, we have a therapist on our ship. You don't have skying over the creature. This was an emergency though, so she eventually tore her focus back to the matter, but then, by then, it was clear she lost her edge. She was making mistakes left and right. Also, I just went out the window with her. Sometimes she was too reckless, sometimes too slow. It was obvious she was heavily emotionally burdened. She made enough to truly be a liability. Ah! You didn't tell us before that it is this bad.
Yeah, okay, that's why she's not normally in the front lines, because she's so emotionally fragile.
But once again, if you were in the front line, with a team behind you, one of you could have saved the kitten. We suddenly forward and looking at everyone at the table again, as she allows it. And this is why I wanted to share this information with you now, before we could join you on this next mission. I wanted you to know just what kind of ally you are dealing with here. What are pros and cons that need to be acknowledged. So if there are this particular ally bad, it must be done with great deal of care. And also, that Kelly needs to be stepping in and help her get over this. Or at least lower the problems.
Yeah, you can't do that in mid-battle, but outside of combat, she could gradually help to heal her. That's true.
They have all the time. Everyone at the table is not quiet for a few seconds. That it is very unique. I would like to do an appointment with her then. Yes. So the girl finally allowed it. The first to make the silence after it was established. I have known that for the rest of my companions too. I want to establish a baseline with them. It has been recognized when they are off kilter. For my part, I promote the physical and emotional well-being of all my teammates, and I like to be the best of my ability. In this case, this sounds crucial, yes, especially with this level of PTSD.
Exactly.
I will talk to her immediately after this meeting then. Mr. I respond as the room begins to carry. The door opens. No need. I thank you too for the kind offers. I keep in mind, however, that such offers has already been extended to her before you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the incomplete failed. Of course it has, even if it's not by a truly caring professional. But taking her to in your office versus doing the same on a battlefield are two very different things. I mean, yes. I'm well aware of that, to carry assured. I meant this when I said it is a serious business. Someone like that is a very unlikely to heal overnight, or doing one counseling session. Also, we don't know how much time has passed since then. Given time, however, it might fortify her into developing a kind of emotional armor. Yes. And it can also give her emotional vulnerability if not fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, in this state, if they get one of her teammates and threaten them to be killed or tortured, he would tell the enemy everything. He is very susceptible to mind control, to just literally getting information out of her.
So, yeah, you mean emotional manipulation, yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, there is plenty of support he can get in the backline. I mean, yes, around them. They need space, for example. I would like to believe that piloting cars like this can be very difficult, but she can do it.
TARDISes.
Yeah, but it sounds like you are downplaying her very much. He's a time lady. If you said that for Nerfy, I would say okay, sure. But she's a time lady. You know that? You find the way to all of time and space for others along with her in the ship. She might get fully at her horse. Like you. He said that those that could not carry with the blink. And she won't be assured. All of us who care for her at the station do whatever we can do to help her. Same as her.
I'm pretty sure that you're only a few paragraphs in the end.
Yeah. If you can lose now, right? Then lose it on the rest of the companion, as she proposes. To that end, I have an idea. Why don't we retire your ship later on? He nodded at her captain. It had a giant horrific room within it. Ah, retire to your ship. I was like, why would we retire the TARDIS? My room. But then we can stay together under relatively safe conditions. She looked back at her host. You said She is very uncomfortable outside of her comfort zone, and her comfort zone is remaining within the ships like this. I think it would benefit us all if we all got a new look at what we can all do against simulated challenges. Training York! And new team building excited. So we chimed in with some enthusiasm. And thanks! Just talk to each other too. That makes camaraderie. I know this one. I don't know how to say it.
And do team building exercises. Sternwing chimes in with sudden enthusiasm. And heck, just talk to each other too. That builds camaraderie and...
Okay, camaraderie. Close enough. And team spirit, which in turn can fortify courage later. It is easier to stand up for those you care about. And it is easier to care about those you get to know so well. Here! Hello, Mr. Cheers. Well done! What is it? Here or here? Here or here? It doesn't matter. It's not matter. It's not allowed. Right? Benjamin, do you even know where here is? I wasn't playing with Marina about this new martial arts anime. Because I might, that is similar near to what's serving. And you wanted to spar with some. It would be a great idea to get to know what he's capable of. Having agreed, I should look back at her horse. Even if I never meet the guy, I want a good idea how much of a challenge our fellow opponents are going to face against him too. If I get a good look at him, and learn how he moves and thinks, then I can react more efficiently as well. Cover his blind spots and whatnot. That's a good idea, yes.
He does have blind spots. One of his eyes is not working.
Yeah. In this form. He said check out best for than administration. Well, he does have only one working eye, so blind spot is actually something to consider around him. And then we just said, not having working eye is actually not a blind spot.
Oh, she goes like, oh no, what a nightmare.
Yeah. We said and looks around, and don't understand. But anyway, this all sounds like an excellent proposal. We can take 8 weeks or however long we feel comfortable with staying together. After all, time is both in the hour we left, because we can leave back to near the same moment. After that, we have a study meeting too. And I will add the point that he thought. You can fill us in on any relevant details you have uncovered about the mission so far. Based on that feedback, we go from there. I second the motion. Doctor agrees that looks about and the rest of his companions. Anyone else? They all agree. Oh no! There is no kills! No anarchy! I mean, obviously the only one who would not agree is not here. I mean, the master isn't here either, so...
What's the chapter I used to have for this arc, like when they first got to the maximum and got a tour of the place. But eventually discovered there's not a lot of relevant details in it, and B, there was actually some spoilers in it too.
Ooh.
For things that would have been revealed much later on. So, yeah, it was actually better to take it out.
So Melina is not really. Oh, I found out how we can. No, that's not good. But like, she never needs to fight with her with earplugs, so the others can't tell her anything. But then she would just see a cat and just crumble.
There was something else that I realized later on after I wrote this, and it will be addressed, that outside of the TARDIS, she is dimensionally unstable and has to constantly struggle to stay in the present timeline. Um, but in an environment like a TARDIS, which has more dimensionally fixed, she can let go of those efforts and just relax.
Yeah, she had overused her ability in the beginning, probably.
Yeah, outside the ship, she has to constantly balance with ability, and it's constant effort, which is emotional strain too. It's another reason she doesn't tend to leave the TARDISes. It was sort of like Tracer when before she had the machine on her chest. She could be in a certain room that was dimensionally stabilized, but then she couldn't leave that room until she was. Winston invented that machine to where like a portable version of what that room could do.
There you go, here's Melina.
It's cute. And yeah, my gosh, you definitely would be Pegasus.
I mean, we don't know if she is she a Pegasus here? Does she has wings or I don't remember. Or just
No,
an
no,
Earth
no.
pony?
Belladina is an Earth pony, but I'm saying Tracer would definitely be a Pegasus because she was
Yeah.
very much a pilot. If she was a pony, then Tracer would be Pegasus. For damn sure.
But yeah, maybe I have to fix this somehow. She's not gonna be too much of a help with that Vector.
Yeah.
No, she might even be the problem that they need to fix. Especially with this nightmare that they are against.
She's really great at knowledge and teaching. That is her comfort zone. But being an adventurer actually isn't. Even though she's physically great at it, she's emotionally terrible at it.
The problem is that we are up against a team Mike, who is very well versed in emotional control.
In fact, it could easily feed off her.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the Symbiote does feed off negative emotions.
And also against a changeling who can also feed on emotion.
That's true. That's true too. Usually more specific in the case love, but the Symbiote has a broader palette.
But if you are feeling all the love, what else is left in that ghost of a shell? Only the PTSD left there, right?
Yeah. Kind of. If you're draining the love, I guess you're draining her caring,
And
but
not
it still
just
doesn't remove
love,
trauma.
all positive energy, right? I would say they are. There's something here with all positive.
So,
But
yeah, she's kind of vulnerable against this next opponent who kind of specializes in inflicting fear.
yeah. It's like when I had in model against my fire sorcerer, and the enemy was immune to fire. Oh, what do I do? I will just stab it in with my interdagger.
She'd actually be pretty good against defending her friends until one of them suffers a wound in any way. After that, she'd like be blaming herself that she didn't fully protect them, and all of a sudden she gets worse and worse at protecting her friends.
So, stabbing must put her distress on a much higher level.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, tomorrow I won't be home. I will be visiting my family, and we are all having a family meeting because Easter. So
Okay.
the next one is gonna be next week.
Yeah.
When? On Thursday. For you, it's Wednesday. So in 1, 2, 3, 5 days. If it's all okay with you. And we are gonna start a new arc.
Yeah, slightly surprising.
Oh no, I'm after making you.
5 days from now?
Yeah,
I guess that's next Thursday.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, in between
Yeah.
Thursday and Wednesday, right?
I got 5 days, 21 hours, and 15 minutes or something like that.
But
Yeah,
either way,
it's gonna be a new arc, and they dived back into the action because now they're actually going after Mirage.
God.
Oncoming storm.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you
I
for
mean-
reading.
It is gonna be an oncoming training. See you in 5 days. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.